Dixie Decker here, Springfield, Missouri, and we're going to talk about hiring an assistant, and it's super scary. I have had some great ones and I've had some terrible ones. So here's some fun tests. It doesn't matter what business you're in, but your goal is to find out if they're willing to take the task to the end zone to get it done. And so kind of a fun one is super simple. It's order a fruit basket or a fruit arrangement for XYZ, like a title company or a banker or insurance company or for someone's birthday, a friend of yours. It doesn't matter, just pick someone and see what happens. So the challenge is this. It's 10 a.m. You ask the new assistant to do this, or I like to do a working interview, so you could do this on your working interview day, and you ask them to get this task done by 2 p.m. Like, it needs delivered by 2 p.m. Here's the things that can go wrong, and here's where you can determine success. First off, when I say I want like a fruit arrangement, it's one of those pretty things, you know, like edible arrangements. I'm hoping they're gonna ask, what do you mean by a fruit arrangement? Or if they're gonna send like a fruit basket from 1985 that isn't pretty. So those are the questions. We want them to ask questions up front. I wanna know if they're gonna be able to communicate with me well. And then the second thing is, if they get online, I know usually if they get online about 10 a.m., Edible Arrangements is gonna say they can't deliver same day by the website. But what I know the truth to be in our area is if you call Edible Arrangements, they will say no problem, we'll get it there by 2 or 3 p.m. And normally it's about 3. 2 o'clock's a little fast, but sometimes it happens. So my hopes is this. They come back to me and they say no problem, it's done. Or they come back and they say, well, it can't be delivered today. And my point of this whole thing is I'm able to pick up the phone then and call Edible Arrangements and ask them, can this be delivered today? If they say yes, that is a teaching moment for your assistant, or a moment where you know you have to let them go because they didn't exercise every possibility of getting that fruit basket delivered for you on time, which means they're probably afraid to make phone calls and they only want to use the internet for everything. And I'm telling you, the phone isn't dead today. The phone still works and the phone still gets stuff done. Even though I know most people text and do internet stuff, there are ways to accomplish things by using a phone that you can't do any other way. So I want to know if they're scared of using the phone and if they're willing to get my task to the end zone correctly. The only other thing that I hope they might come and say to me is, I called, they can deliver it, but instead of 2 o'clock, they can get it there by 3 o'clock. I hope that's okay. That is okay. But they at least communicated. There will, like, so you don't call your client and be like, hey, how are you doing? And they are thanking you for a basket that they haven't delivered yet. Like, you're like, man, I don't know if they got it. So anyways, that's kind of a fun test. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if it's student housing, if it's running a print shop, it doesn't matter. Your task to test someone does not have to follow what you do for a living. It can just be a test to see what they're willing to get done.